It's your boy Concert Viz 34 coming at you with a quick video. I gotta watch Game 7 Caps and Lightning tonight, and then I also gotta watch a little bit of NBA basketball. But thought I'd make a quick video about Dave Matthews Band. What a week! What a week to be a Dave Matthews Band fan. They killed it. The hashtag Boyd Who is something that I can stand by just by getting finally on some tape or audio. Shout out to those tapers who work hard. They spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of time to have the equipment to go to these shows, which aren't cheap, and then get us fans the audio. So I want to salute all the tapers, all the people that take videos. And as I will always say, people try to hate on people taking videos. There's a difference between people doing it and getting on your nerves and people that do get videos so fans like us at home can see what the setup's like, what the atmosphere is somewhat like. You still got to go to your local show, support live music, but it's great when people get good video vantage points as long as they're respecting those neighbors around them. But I want to talk about Stand Up getting a lot of play, and I want to talk very quickly about Buddy Strong and what I like what he's doing with the Dave Matthews Band so far. So a big complaint that people have had so far is that the album Stand Up, which is one of the albums that are the least popular in the catalog, is getting too much play. We've had Louisiana Bayou 3 times every show. So, I mean, obviously, if you've been to a show, you've heard Louisiana Bayou. We've had some Liberations, Hello Again, getting play last night in Austin. And then let's scroll down here because I believe I'm just looking at the stats. We did have Stand Up for It being a closer. So I'm sure, the set list critiquers, even though I'm usually one of those people, they were mad about that. But I mean, it is what it is. What I will say is this, and again, I'm not chasing I did it, or I'm not chasing Stand Up for It. It's not something I have to see. It's not something that I'm like, oh man, I'm going to shows, I'm driving all these miles just to hear Stand Up. But what I will say is that at least this band is playing different music. And I see someone just made a comment about how a lot of these songs were played during 05, 06 touring, which is, yeah, it's interesting that they're bringing back, songs they're bringing back do have some trends from previous touring years. But to me, I'm just excited they're mixing it up because Jimmy Thing is an amazing song, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to see they're not being forced to play it. We don't see a forced Jimmy Thing at all. Looking at Dallas, looking at Houston, which was before it, and looking at Austin here, there's not a forced Jimmy Thing, which is overplayed. One of my hopes was that it would get reduced this year, that it would get some space this year. And it looks like at least the first 3 shows, they are giving Jimmy Thing some space. Because when we do hear it finally, or if it comes again back into the rotation next tour, then it'll be appreciated more. I think Jimmy Thing is overplayed, so I'm glad it's out. But this is the theme for this year, that DMB is trying so far in this first week, these Texas shows, they are trying to really mix it up a little bit. I see someone said, hope they play Before These Crowded Streets. I agree too. Before These Crowded Streets is the 20th anniversary. I'm still waiting on the vinyl. What is good with this vinyl coming out? I need the re-release. That is what the fans have been waiting for. It's that one DMB studio record that is nearly impossible to get. It's expensive on different resale marketplaces. I hope they have a re-release, and I hope it's not too expensive. But I would love to hear a lot of Before These Crowded Streets, especially the Stone, Crush, Halloween, Pig. There's that run that I talked about when I went over the 20th anniversary video in Before These Crowded Streets. That to me, everything in that run is amazing. Maybe we get a Spoon. Although Spoon, to me, I heard it back in 2013. Spoon is a great song, don't get me wrong, but the best part is the jam at the end. So it's almost like antagonizing to wait for that jam at the end. But I mean, I would love to see some Before These Crowded Streets get a lot of rotation here. um, in the upcoming months that this tour is around. But and I'm the first person, again, I just want to reiterate, I'm someone who's very critical of the set list, but I'm just happy again that they are mixing it up, that they are doing different things. And I don't want to be Monday morning cornerback like I told you so, but I told y'all so. I said that, no offense to Boyd, and I hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope that there is a fair evaluation of whatever civil suit or whatever suit's going on. But there was something that's been going on with this band, and it has to do with Boyd's presence. He's been moping on stage. He's been muted on stage. There's been some bad performances due to his carpal tunnel and the years that he's put into the band. And now that he's gone, the crew looks happy. Um, the crew looks very, very happy, and they're just doing a bunch of different things that they didn't do the last couple of years. Someone just commented, Spoon. Yeah, Spoon. Yeah, it's kind of like there's a lot of D&B songs like Drunken Soldier. Spoon's like that. It's great studio cut, but it's hard to execute live. And even when I heard it live in Hartford, um, it I was like, oh my gosh, it's Spoon. But everyone else was like, yo, this isn't even lit. Like the people in the lawn in Hartford, and we know the lawn in Hartford, it is wild. But people that were at that show, that was 6, 8, 13, I believe. It didn't get much of a like, oh my gosh. Now, maybe closer to the pit, but in the back of the uppers, in the lawn, people were like, cool, bathroom break. So it is hard to execute live. I will agree with that. But I'm just excited that this band has new energy. And one thing that I've always said, in this maybe Boyd's ego, it may be just by happenstance, Boyd's never been on stage with a competing violin player, to my knowledge, and that says a lot because we've had different percussionists here and there come on. I mean, not many, but still, we've had Dave play with Dave and Friends and do different stuff, or have like the Roots come on and they've mixed it up. The Roots drummer, Questlove. We've had saxophone players. We've had guitar players like Stanley Jordan, Mike McCready. We've had horn players as well, but we haven't had a fiddle player, and maybe that's an ego thing. Maybe it's Boyd wants his own thing, and again, Boyd has been moping on stage. It's just a reality that I've picked up on, many other people have picked up on. And I saw someone just made a comment too. Right, it's not 1996. That's what someone, shout out to whoever made the comment, but it's not 1996. This band is different. This band, even if they had all of the original members, and I would do a lot to if there was anything that Fate could do to bring Leroy back, I would wish that I could have heard him, because I never heard him. I started going to live shows in 2012. But even if this band was fully back to its core essence, it would have still changed, because it was changing right as in the last years of Leroy, and even with the original members. It's not 96. If you went to those shows, I'm jealous of you and enjoy those memories, but things change. Prog rock, classic rock, alternative rock, heavy rock, hard rock, these bands change all the time. And D&B is one that has been fortunate enough to be able to play all these years without a huge falling out. And now we have some issues where obviously things have changed, but I mean, they've had a great run. So we have to appreciate the times that the band was how it was, but it's different. And speaking of different, I love what Buddy Strong is doing with this band. And again, I come from, on Monday through, growing up as a kid, Monday through Friday, I was listening to hip hop, alternative rock. I was listening to all sorts of music Monday through Friday. On Sundays, I'm a devout Christian, and I still I try to practice what I preach. It's a process. I don't try to condemn anyone. If you're not a Christian, that's fine. But I go to church. So part of going to church, a Baptist church, is gospel music, which I'll be practicing after this, because I sit in like Tim Reynolds in '98 with the youth church band. I'm helping these young youth learn how to play in front of crowds, and I kind of help them, coach them, and try my best to play electric guitar. I'm an okay electric guitar player. But the point being is, I come from this gospel background. On Sundays, I have family members that are ministers of music. That means they call the shots at their local church. I have other musicians in my family that come from a gospel background. So I'm glad that Buddy Strong, who comes from that background, but also comes just like how I exposed myself outside of church to other music. He was with Ariana Grande last year in that tragic situation in England, in Manchester. He's been with Usher. He's been with all sorts of artists of different genres. And he comes to DMB and on a song like She brings a Stevie Wonder-esque vibe. I love Buddy and I love Stevie, but he brings that funk, okay? He brings that soul. He brings that gospel, type of feel to the music, and it's different. Some people aren't gonna like it. Bring back Butch. I don't think Butch wants to tour. I mean, to be honest, Butch, I think either there's something with the band or he doesn't want to commit to the dates because that's the thing about DMB. It's a long tour. They don't just do a partial tour like some of the older bands do. And even with DMB cutting back and taking a month off, it's a rigorous tour. But I don't know. We had Butch back. We couldn't hear him because of Tim at the Charlottesville thing. So yeah, it'd be nice to hear Butch outside of the two-step solo, which to me is I yawn. Two-step solo is in Central Park. But everything else Butch does is amazing. But I like what Buddy Strong is bringing, and you can hear the pianos. Tim is, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx my shows, but Tim is kind of turning down. I'll have to listen a little more to the taper stuff, but it seems like you can definitely hear the piano. He's not being drowned out like Butch was in the Seville show for that charitable event. So, but Buddy Strong, man, he is bringing a new energy on Gray Street. Again, like I said, bringing that organ. And he's bringing the organ on other songs. It's nice to hear a little bit more funk and soul. Because to me, what got me into DMB is the jazz, the funk, and the soul that really is part of that kind of crash era as far as like the 41. That's the song that really I was like, okay, they got funk, they got soul, and then obviously the other stuff I liked as well. But I love when they're jazzy and funky. And someone just said the first show, 95 in Burlington, Vermont. Wow, yeah. So those were the good days. I was 5 back then. So, but I mean, I'm excited. But again, Buddy Strong. I was only 7. Someone was 7. Right? Yeah, I grew up in the wrong era. And my uncle remember seeing DMB back in Boston in the mid '90s. He went to Boston Conservatory, so he just was going to all sorts of shows. And I was like, man, you were lucky. I was still in 2nd grade or 1st grade learning cursive, and then my beginning of timetables in 2nd and 3rd grade. But I'm just excited, as you can tell. And if you look at my old videos from last year, I'm critiquing and I'm saying I don't like this, I don't like that. Oh, not last year, because last year I could hear Dave's guitar because it was Dave and Tim 2 years ago. But I did make videos last year about what I wanted to change. And you don't get everything. I treat my favorite artists like sports teams. I root for stuff. I want the best out of them. I will cheer them. I will critique them when I think they can do better. And that's how I've always treated, especially a band like DMB that offers so much more. I really have that kind of fan feeling. What's up, Joseph Alvarez? What up, man? Hello, Dank Hearn. What's up, guys? What's up? Oh my God, there's like 6 people on. I'm used to like one person being on, but anyway, I mean, like I said, I'm critical of this band, but I'm just more excited, and things were put in perspective with Boyd leaving, with this band having to go through changes and challenging itself to move on without him is a big thing. What are we talking about? I was talking about stand up first. About they're playing a bunch of new Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, we're talking about DMB. But yeah, we're talking about stand up, talking about Buddy Strong, but we're talking about how stand up is being played a lot, at least for the first couple. You work for a stand up comedian. Well, some people thought stand up was a little bit of a joke when it came out, but anyway, I just think that again for stand up, just to recap, it's being played a lot. I don't chase these songs. You know, I'm not paying all this money to see. You know, I did it. But you know, hey, if it's played, um, it's played. But it's different. It's not Jimmy thing for the 4 millionth time. So, you know, that's the stand up. As far as Buddy Strong, I like his energy. I like the organ. I like the soul. I like the gospel background, but also pop background because Buddy Strong has some church stuff from his career, but he's also sat in with a bunch of R&B and pop musicians. And then after that, I'm just, like I said, just overall excited. We'll see what happens coming up in the ATL, and then wait, let me check the schedule because I think we got Arkansas and Alabama as well coming up soon. One of these years I will get out there, as long as there's not a crazy tornado. Yeah, we got Atlanta on the 26th, Alabama on the 27th, and then we got Arkansas on the 29th. I know Brandon, Mississippi on the 29th, and then Rogers, Arkansas on the 30th, and then we get to June and we start going towards Pittsburgh there. But it should be interesting, these next couple shows. These are the low demand shows outside of Atlanta. Atlanta actually has demand. But Orange Beach, Brandon, Mississippi, Rogers, Arkansas, and thank you, Dank Hearn, for checking in and watching the stream. I know y'all gotta go. Joseph Alvarez, we'll have to check out your comedy as well. We'll have to see how, if you really are about it. Comedy is hard, man. Comedy is hard. Music is so much easier than comedy. I mean, you can sound decent and just not connect with people and be background music, but comedy, man, the time is hard. But these next couple of shows outside of Atlanta, Orange Beach, Alabama, Brandon, Mississippi, Rogers, Arkansas, these are not popular shows, but these are great shows if you for future reference, tracking tickets and looking at some of this stuff. These are the shows that are more affordable, comedic songs too. Okay, so you got like that little lane there. Anyway, so yeah, these shows that are coming up are not going to be as heavily traveled to, but at the same time, these are great opportunities for people who want to go last minute. Go on StubHub, go on the Cash or Trade, because people complain about brokers. Well, the brokers literally have to drop their tickets. Whoever bought tickets or whatever, and they have to sell these and get rid of these very soon, they got to drop their ticket prices. We saw this in San Antonio as well. Last night, ticket prices were below face. And again, that may be a move. Like I said, that's why I'm trying to get down to the South. I've been to Houston already. I went to the rodeo for work a couple years ago. But I may try to hit up Dallas or Alabama, especially by the beach. I want to check out the beach, the Gulf Shore there. So I may try to do that next year or in a future year, because I know this band's going to keep going and going. This is not the end, folks. They're going to keep going through strong. So let me know what you guys think. I'm not used to having this many people watch me, so I'm a little sidetracked. But thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the jokes, for the comments. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. I'll check out, like I said, I'll check out Joseph Alvarez. I'll check out your little comedy joint there as far as your page. But it's your boy Conserviz34, and I'm out.